But I remember once I saw you at Wurlitzer's in New York, many years ago. And you had your overcoat, it was wintertime. You had an overcoat, you had a hat, and you came in the room, and I was playing something. And you said, I said, why don't you try this violin? And you just took it and it sort of was over here on your belly. You played Paganini, up and down and up.
No, but that's easy. But see,
how is it easy?
No, I'm sorry. Mechanics is always easy for everybody.
Yeah, but not here on the belly button.
Anything. No, but obviously it was comfortable for me.
But it always looked so easy for you. What kind of advice would you give to a young violinist now?
That's what couldn't say better than what Laura said to me.
What did he say?
Don't practice, don't think with your hands, but with your brain.
But you said something about not going to, after a certain amount of time, once you know how to play the violin, you should do what?
Invent anything. And invent actually. If somebody doesn't know what invention means, you should stop violin playing. You can't explain everything. Howard didn't explain to me. He didn't tell me how to do it. It means also not practicing only. Mm-hmm. Think how to achieve quality. Practicing doesn't achieve quality. You achieve quality only when you do it without opposition of difficulty. Because the difficulty opposes your possibility of doing better.
Tell me, what's the most difficult piece you ever played?
For me?
Yeah.
The festivals.
No, festivals?
What I made for violin, terribly difficult.
Oh, it's impossible. I tried to play once the first page.
It's possible.
Mephisto. That's the most difficult, huh? What about Ernst? You played Ernst? All the etudes of Ernst?
Not all.
Not all, but...
I came to hour with the concerto.
With the concerto. You were 11.
No. But you know, I once played that concerto. Later, much later, in Paris.
Did you record that? Never.
No, but I was very young.
Yeah.
And I was so impertinent that I said I will make a cadence on my own, without writing. And I played, I know that would be, that's very cadence-like.
Yes.
But after 2 minutes, I didn't know what to do. It's not a laughing matter. I was very upset.
And then what happened? So you stopped?
No, I stopped. I went to chromatic scale, the up with the trill.
Yeah.
That helped. But I'm very resourceful. When something is wrong, I know how to get away without being noticed that I'm criminal.
A little talent helps too.
And I must say that, please eat because you...
I'm eating, don't worry. We have all night.
I don't have all night.
We have all night. Everybody says all the time, if somebody is a great technician, he can't be a musician. If you're a great musician, you're not a technician.
But people say stupid things very often.
Everybody always says, well, Milstein, of course, he has great fingers. I said, well, listen to what he does. Listen to what he does in the music.
Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried. Believe me, I'm not worried.
No,
I want to know from you, you see, because they criticize me also. They say, you look so cold when you play. I said, how do you know I look cold? Well, did you touch me? What do you mean I look cold? Because it looks easy. When it looks easy, they always say, well, he's not interested in
I agree
music.
with you. That's the way it looks. People used to say that hype is cold. Can be cold, but that's...
But you know so much about so many things, about music, about art, about people, about history. And the sound that you make is the culmination. A lot of people ask me what it is about the sound, what it is that makes the sound, individual sounds. You have it, Yasha had, Chrysler. It's all individual sound. That means that every one of you have a soul. A soul.
Oh, that's a different story, the spirit of the person.
Okay, spirit, soul, together.
Well,
Let's make it synonymous. Fine. But what makes you do that? How do you explain to somebody that doesn't know about music, that doesn't know about sound, that doesn't know about the fiddle?
I can't explain that. I don't know what it is. Because explain that's something that you can, in spirit, you can't explain. Because vibrato is the result of what you...
No, vibrato is technique. I want to know in words your feeling.
No, I didn't speak about
You speak about a B flat. How did that B flat, the beginning of a Sicilian, the B flat, what happens in that B flat? What happens in that first B flat you play? What do you think of when you start that?
By itself, C bemol, only I try not to spoil it.
Not to spoil it.
If you want to write...
That's good, not to spoil it. Not to spoil what? What don't you spoil?
The mood of what you want to do.
Uh-huh.
What I want try to do is not to play too sentimental, too slow, because it's not...
No, that's clear. I understand that. Not too slow, that's good.
Because
it's a dance.
The bass is separate from the...
Mm-hmm. What would you do if you didn't play the fiddle? What would you do in life if you never played the violin?
How do I know? Really? I know.
What would you do if you could not play the violin?
Now?
Well, no, now, Mela, now it's...
Well, I played violin because my mother wants me to play violin. I would never play violin.
Did you know you were going to play for the rest of your life?
Well, after the first time I will get $25.
Ah, it's good.
I played for the Russian Red Cross and the Grand Duchess, cousin of the Tsar. She was visiting always our class.
Uh-huh.
And they couldn't afford famous name to pay him. And our said, "Madam, you go to Grand Duchess, will invite you, but it's very late at night." No paying, no compensation. I went there, I played Paganini's 24 Caprice, it's a Geinerweise that I never played again. And she, after that, she came with a chocolate box and $25 rubles. It was extraordinary money.
It still is.
No,
It still is.
Now 25 rubles doesn't mean anything.
So it felt good.
Then I decided, it's a good profession. They applauded me, and I got...
Give you money and chocolates.
Chocolate.
Wonderful.
And my mother, ate the chocolate, and my mother took the money. It's very simple. But how I...
You're wonderfully simple, and I know that everything you do is wonderfully simple. But I want to know why it's so simple.
It's very difficult to be complicated.
It's very difficult to be, you're right. I agree with everything you say.
No, because if you complicate it, you spoil yourself.
Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right.